What is happening, sports fans? It's your main man, Matt, from the DFS 5-pack, rocking it solo Monday, August 16th. Ryan and I got on here real early this morning and crushed the members-only video, but wanted to get out of public as well, so to keep the members-only just for the members. And I'm excited about this Monday night slate. I always like these Monday nighters. Had a good weekend. I hope you all did too. Yeah, let's dive in. We got NFL starting soon. Good times all around. Interesting slate tonight, as they all are. This one specifically, there just aren't many good pitching options. So I hate taking the low-hanging fruit. If you watch enough of my videos, the videos I make solo, the members-only videos, you know I like to go against the grain a little bit. But tonight, I think you just play Garrett Cole and move on. Sure, there's a little bit of hesitation, a little bit more risk than normal because he's coming back from the COVID-19 list. He didn't miss like all that much time, though. You see he last pitched on July 29th. He has double-digit strikeouts in 3 of 4. He hasn't been like the same Garrett Cole from last year in the beginning of the year, since the sticky substance stuff. And he is really expensive, but he's in a great spot against the Angels. Ever since they lost Mike Trout, obviously, months ago, they've lost Rendon. They've called up 2 of their better prospects, Marsh and Adele. Those guys are good, but it just adds strikeouts to their lineup. So Cole, even if he gives up, a couple hits, a couple runs here, he will give up a couple hits. Even if he gives up a couple runs, he should be able to neutralize that with the strikeouts. He's the top pitcher on the slate. I think you just play him and move on with question marks really, everywhere else. All right, looking ahead to some bats. A guy I think you want to just plug into your cash game lineups is going to be Connor Joe, first base and outfield eligibility, presumably leading off or hitting second at 2,800. He's going to be hella popular, and again, in cash games, you just play him and move on. In tournaments, if you're stacking the Rockies, do your thing. You can play him as a one-off if you're contrarian elsewhere as well. But, I like him a lot more in cash games, given that he's just not that great of a hitter and he's going to be very popular. All right, moving down to a guy I really like in tournaments, a guy that was huge for us over the weekend, Matt Chapman. Ryan and I called the big game after seeing 7 walks in the 2 games on the 12th and 13th. Paid off big time on Saturday, with 2 bombs off Jordan Lyles. He's just in great form right now. 5 for his last 8 with 3 bombs. He had 7 walks, as I mentioned, in the 2 games before that. In a great matchup here against Dallas Keuchel. And because he's expensive and Oakland is not getting love as a stack, he won't be that high owned. I love him as a one-off. I love him as a piece of an under-owned Oakland stack. I like him a lot in tournaments. All right, moving ahead to another guy I think you just lock into your cash game lineups and a definite risky fade in tournaments. I had played the afternoon slate yesterday after my main slate was a disaster, and I did pretty well on the late slate, fading Houston using Detmers from the Angels, who I'm a fan of, and loading up on the Padres and Blue Jays. I've seen this before, and whenever Tatis comes back from like an injury or anything like that, he goes nuts the first game. So he did it yesterday, 2 bombs, a double. I mean, he's just unreal. For my money, he's the best player in baseball, and it takes a lot to say that. There's so many good ones, but he's the best. He's in Coors. He's going to be one of, if not the highest owned hitter on the slate. Don't fade him in cash games and fade at your own risk in tournaments. All right, now looking ahead to a guy I love in tournaments, and that's going to be Giancarlo Stanton. So we know Stanton's power upside against left-handed pitching. Well, he's also a guy we really only like to use when he's seeing the ball well, and it seems to me like he's starting to get in good form and see the ball well. So 2 walks yesterday, a double. That's all against Giolito and the White Sox bullpen. He has hits in the 3 games prior to that. Sure, he strikes out a lot, but he's always going to strike out a lot. He's got massive upside in this spot. I'm not even sure how much love he gets, considering the Yankees aren't going to be a team that get a lot of love here. There's so many good offensive spots on this slate. Stanton is projected for under 10% ownership right now. I'm assuming it stays that way. And whenever you can get these guys on the Yankees at that low ownership, I'm interested. I like Stanton a ton in tournaments. He's one of my favorite plays on the board. And surely you can play him in cash games as well. I just have him as a tournament priority bat. That is what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you want more videos, more content, more write-ups, any of that stuff, go check out the DFS 5-pack. NFL coming soon, as I mentioned. Can't wait for that. And until then, we will just stay crushing MLB. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you as always.